Welcome back! So, on the 14th we should have a reading day, and... right, so I really should be reading something more practical, but I kind of want to get through all of the library books that I've been missing. So let's read The Great Thief. Yeah, Arsene, from what I remember, tended to announce his heists. And apparently some of his books are kind of like, sort of reverse whodunits, in the sense that like, we all like it's obvious that Lupin committed the crime, and it's just a question of like, how he did it, and often who in the story was Arsène Lupin in disguise. Because he is a master of that kind of thing, which ties into Joker being able to equip multiple personas. I still really need to watch Lupin the Third, because as I've been referencing Sly a lot, I think they did admit that Sly was influenced by Lupin the Third. A lot, and like this game was heavily influenced by it too. Like a whole lot of modern Phantom Thief media was influenced by it. I have seen Castle of Cagliostro, but that's all I've seen, which is pretty different to a lot of Lupin. Even though Miyazaki did write episodes for a few of the original series. It's kind of before he got really famous too. Look at this map, huh?
Why don't you try?
Cape Nosapu, Mount Fuji summit. Sunrise the earliest at Mount Fuji. Why? Because of the high altitude, apparently.
Exactly.
I wonder if that's why they call Japan Land of the Rising Sun.
Nice going.
Because you often see in those paintings depictions of the sun rising behind Mount Fuji. Well, I mean, yeah, two things from you that we completely agree with, but probably for different reasons. Because currently that group that's saying the government is corrupt is the even more corrupt part of the government. But okay then, only 4 days until the calling card, and this is part of the game that actually makes me squeamish given what happened in 2020, because you can actually see, if you look closely, flu viruses floating around the classroom and everywhere. This part of the game just bothers me so much given, you know, stuff. There's still a few of them floating around even in the hallways, just less than the classroom. So it's a good thing we got out of there as soon as possible. Are you interested in politics? Well, actually, since we met Yoshida, we are. Yeah, please don't write about Shido. You know what? We actually have somebody we know who you should write about instead.
What would you like?
So, returning this book.
What would you like?
I wonder if she's like, oh, and she would know the speed, like, because we borrowed Speed Reader from her, so she would know that we're reading all of these things really quickly. So, okay, there's 3 party member books left. I'll take Woman in the Dark, actually. I'd kind of be interested to see how they talk about Milady. Oh, wow, this room is full of viruses too. Ugh. Let's go somewhere open air, where it will make us less likely to catch viruses. Hi, Haru. I don't think the vegetables are they ready yet? Oh, they are ready, yeah, because they're quick growing. So now we have, come on, just load, please. There we go, star onion. And let's plant some earth beans this time. Okay, good, I still have Empress. Didn't tell me I did during that movie hangout.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot of Haru from now on because her Confidant is still pretty far behind. Yeah, that is true. Does just reminding me of that seed speech in A Bug's Life, I think.
To be honest,
Well, I mean, given where we are, they'd probably go, "How dare you do something that doesn't bring illustrious prestige to our school?" Yeah, it'll be okay, I promise. Although, you know, if these vegetables do turn out good, then they'll probably try and hijack this whole gardening scheme and claim credit for it. Him. I'm guessing you're talking about... Yep, he's still around. And as mentioned, I think previously, your father died before he got to officially rescind the marriage offer, which is not good. Yeah, this is apparently how Mukoyoshi happens sometimes. And yeah, the fact that Haru always knew this might happen. Yeah, it's just a... it's kind of a shame that the game doesn't really fully explain, like, the context of this for people who might not be as familiar with it. Yeah, don't just say no to that, please. Yeah, I don't want to go with you as the best one here, but like, it's more like, you are the most vile, disgusting human being I have ever met, and I would never want to see you again. And yes, I mentioned that. She's gonna have to break that in the right way. Oh yes, he's probably gonna go around and say like, "Oh no, you're just tsundere. You don't really want to rescind this. Your opinion doesn't matter because you are a woman and blah blah blah." Yeah. It's kind of like what happens when Elizabeth rejects Mr. Collins' proposal in Pride and Prejudice. Like, he basically brushed on the whole thing as like, "Oh no, you're just playing hard to get like all women do. You're not actually rejecting me." Yeah. There's no like actual confirmation if the fiancé is connected to any element of that conspiracy or anything, but I mean, he is certainly benefiting from the passing.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, so... Oh boy, yeah, that's true in some playthroughs. This is a lie for this playthrough, but apparently it gives the most points with her.
Yes.
I hope that you can eventually graduate from that training, though, and never have to be around him again.
All right.
Okay, Haru finally has a follow-up attack. I still, like, most of the follow-up attacks we haven't really seen yet, apart from Morgana's, and I think one other. I think we've seen Arn's. Because Yusuke's, I don't think Yusuke's ever shown up. Yusuke's is pretty significant because it's an instant kill to one enemy. But yeah, it can be very hard to see those. I guess it's because I often hit weaknesses. They only trigger when Joker doesn't down an enemy. Yeah, that was a pretty smart response. Yeah, a friend's calling me right now. Oh yeah, no, literally that's true. I'm on the phone to my friend right now. Yeah, one day she's gonna have to fully confront him about all of this. And of course, a ton of people wish there was a Memento's target, but we did kind of fight him in Okumura's palace anyway. And these are all those, yeah, those really good sprays.
Oh.
Oh, they're talking about Okumura this time. No more massive reward money. Guess that's kind of good for us, but hey, it's a crossword today. What do we got this time? Laying in... Oh, I think I know what this one is. Related to words. Health exam. That's not a checkup, is it? Because I know this is bashing. Oh, maybe this is verbal. I guess this is like different types of abuse. Oh, okay, I was thinking about this from the wrong angle. This is physical. And again, yeah, it is different types of abuse. I want to show all of the answers because most guides just tell you the main word, they don't tell you any of the others. Huh, didn't know that.
All right.
I see. Nice.
Okay, so tonight is gonna be interesting. I actually don't want to rank up Oya for reasons. I can't rank up Iwai, and I have the option to max Mishima, but I'm gonna do that in a couple of days anyway. So with nothing else to really do, I'm gonna show off fishing for the first time.
Welcome.
So welcome to Camp Ichigaya, now with much less lore and chaos fighting. It's best to fish at night rather than in the daytime. So you get score based on what you fish up. Now at the start you won't really be able to fish all that much, and how much you can fish depends on your proficiency, just like in P4 how it depended on your diligence stat. So yeah, it is cheaper at nighttime. And if you get the prizes though, so you have to exchange points for different varieties of bait that catch bigger fish. The suspicious boil, probably, I don't even, yeah, I think that's French. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it the correct way. I'm just not good with that. But yeah, a particular type of fish. This bait is exclusive to Royal, and it is required for the ultimate fish. Speaking of things exclusive to Royal, the high-tech rod is also new to Royal. Basically, the rod simply affects how many times your line can break before you fail the entire fishing session and have to come back another day. You can also get some of these things, like the Black Robe Lure Keychain for Fortified Moxie. This is actually really good. Auto Mataru is great. And then for 100,000 points, Ali Dance basically makes it so that I think any attack aimed at you has half of its normal accuracy. So yeah, that's definitely a useful item to have. So I believe like the better fish usually only come out at night, but during the third semester, that is always in effect even during the daytime. Yeah, like as he said, there are a lot of rare ones. So we only have one bait we can use. So we have to aim, and then, so fishing is something where I feel you heavily benefit from reading the book on it, but you can only buy that book after you've tried fishing at least once. So yeah, you'll see in a moment. But with the fish in the water there, it looks like there's a big one up there, but I can only really catch small fish. You basically have to guess where your line will land. You will see a targeting reticule if you've read the fishing book. So again, reading that definitely helps it. Once you've caught a fish, you have to use the stick to keep the bobber within the red area. And yeah, rapidly press X. It says like X to pull. You actually have to mash the button, not hold it. And yeah, set amount of durability. The better the rod you have, the more durability it's got. But yeah, it's very touch and go for your first few attempts.
Yes.
And as you can see here, mash, don't hold. And yeah, sometimes fish have a tag on them, which makes them worth double points. By the way, this music will drive you insane by the time the night is over.
Nice. Whoa! What do you want to do?
Let's see how you did.
Yeah, there are more fish with tags at night. That's why I'm getting more points. And yeah, now we have traded up to a medium bait. I can get a few more medium baits if I want. I'll just take one, because I kind of want to go for the large one.
Nice.
Yeah, so having a better rod doesn't affect your ability to reel in anymore. It just affects the line's durability. Yeah, these are definitely racking in the points much better. So now I'll be able to afford some of the larger bait, I think. I can even get the top class and suspicious. Yeah, the top class lets you catch anything. Up here's Big Fishy, and I got it very close to my starting position, so hopefully this will... There we go, good. Peerless carp. Spent quite a while here. Wonder if that means that we're getting close to the end of this. Well, we still have at least one more go. Suppose I can buy a casual rod while I'm here.
Well then.
Now, on the last, attempt of the night, I think that long fish right there might be it. Yep, this is it, although I doubt I'll actually be able to get it. Mashing is the key, but don't mash when you're out of the area.
Nice.
So yeah, this is the Guardian. It looks pretty pathetic if you've played Persona 4 and you're used to that game's Guardians.
Yes.
I've seen kind of a meme reaction image that's like you versus the guy your girlfriend tells you not to be intimidated by, and it shows you, Narukami, with his Guardian versus Joker's Guardian. Yeah, honestly, I feel like the Guardian of the Ichigaya fishing pond is just a huge letdown compared to Persona 4's Guardians. Yeah, we get a massive 3,000 points for that. On top of the Guardian's ordinary amount of points. And yeah, it's more likely to appear on your final fishing session for the night, but in the third semester, I believe it does always spawn, on your first fishing attempt, just to make sure that you've always got a shot at getting it. Yeah, you need to fish quite a lot to get the Fish God's badge, so I'm going to save my stuff. If you're good at the minigame, you don't even need the upgraded rods at all. But I suppose I can take, I'll take 2 more of these. So I did all of that without even using the fishing book, but I'll probably read it at some point just to show how that works. It basically lets you use third eye while fishing, and it lets you directly see which fish are rare and which have tags, and will also clearly indicate the Guardian to you. But yeah, the Guardian's always that long one. Still, I think it's not just one of the most pathetic Guardians in Persona, I think it's one of the most pathetic Guardians even any game I've played that has fishing. Even Trails' Guardians are nowhere near as pathetic as that one, I'm so sorry. I mean, fishing is still fun in Persona 5, and it's nowhere near as frustrating as it can be in 4, but I just wish the Guardian was cooler. Well, Nezumi means mouse or rats. 1 billion yen would have been a lot of money back then, but yeah, I wonder if that's just adjusted for modern inflation or if it isn't. punished in a very particular way. No, he was not punished by Yugi. His head was put on display.
This is it.
Very good.
Yeah, that is extremely morbid.
Nice going.
But I mean, it sort of makes sense. They want to dress up the rotting, decapitated head as much as possible. Yeah, it'll be like all their pictures and everything over social media. Everyone, even the teachers, is rooting us for us to get caught at this point.
Hey,
Still bothers me, all these viruses floating around in the classroom. But yeah, it seems like time is running out for Maruki, but don't worry, we will be maxing out his Confidant soon too. Hey, what do you got for me, girls of rumor? Just watch out for the flu virus again. Well, yes, you'll all be in danger if the Phantom Thieves get caught, because there will be no one to save you from obvious dangers. Okay, so yeah, you can get Mystery Stew off of vending machines. Okay, only sold in fall and winter. Good thing the entire rest of playable time in this game is going to be fall and winter, so we don't need to worry about losing access to it. It's cool how these two kind of have an arc over the course of the story. Okay, the guitar guy is here. Yeah, I was guessing he was talking to his mother. Huh. I guess you're similar to him. Maybe she'll give him the pep talk that he needs. Wait, why Young and Jaya? Why are you somehow associated with Young and Jaya? I'm worried about that. Also, I'm a little suspicious that your cult leader is suddenly gone. Well, I mean, I agree with that. Although, yeah, I had a feeling she was trying to get into things for the wrong reasons. And yes, definitely stop obsessing over boys, especially the ones who are significantly underage compared to you. Now, this is kind of interesting, like, their whispering is listed in blue. Yeah, I don't know where else this blue text is used. I think it's like maybe a remnant of something that was supposed to remind you of Memento's targets. But yeah, I don't remember seeing that blue whispering anywhere else in the game. You know, that just reminds me of a of an anti-vax conspiracy movie that I've seen some hilarious things debunking, like, for example, one of the deaths that it lists is the death of Google Stadia. But, like, another thing is that, like, it shows somebody collapsing under a train on a station and conveniently leaves out the part of the video where they were rescued and were unharmed. Alright, I may have had to reload for something. That might be why there aren't any more vegetables here. And I'm having to replant them. Okay, on the 8th. Oh, that's not a good day for them to be, to be ready on. But okay then. We're going to be hanging out with you today anyway, and I think this actually is the rank where you need max proficiency.
thank you.
I'll have to act like a proper gentleman. Okay, why is this a proficiency check? I mean, it's nowhere, it's not any different to the original game where the proficiency check was carrying some bags of fertilizer. I mean, I suppose. I have since learned that, like, how Joker spins his pen while he's studying is actually based on your proficiency stat, which is kind of insane. I wonder if the phone spin he does at the hideout is also based on that. But yeah, this one feels a little arbitrary to me, but they had to put in a second proficiency check somewhere. Yeah, we do find ourselves coming to this place an awful lot in Confidants. Okay, yeah, that's more than I paid for... Ugh, go away, flu viruses. I just noticed them on the screen. Ugh. Yeah, it's more than what I paid for a video game in Japan. So I suppose it must be good coffee. Like that $9 orange juice. Yeah, she often likes it when you make jokes like that. But I feel like a lot of new players would actually just offer to pay for her. Now, coming up is one of my favorite dialogue choices in the game. This is like the one rank of Haru's Confidant that I always remember. Well, okay, at least it won't compete with his stuff, I guess, since it serves different tastes. It's brewed using beans gathered from elephant dung. Now here's the option. I can taste the elephants.
I'm sorry.
I just imagine just Joker having this completely dead tone when he says that. Let's not go that direction. Or actually, let's do it because it gives more points with her.
Huh?
How did he know we were here? Oh, please tell me he's not one of those people like, oh, there are poor people at this place. Yes, we've heard. Yeah, I'm guessing that Okumura Foods is getting sued a lot since the change of heart.
No.
Yes, laid back in the sense that she doesn't want to do this at all. I wonder if we could reserve the hall in advance, then cancel the wedding, and then we could do what we did at Destiny Land and have the place to ourselves. Well, she's already kind of standing up for herself. Yeah, this is something I've seen some people mention that, like, Mitsuru, I feel like Mitsuru was even more sheltered than Haru ever was, but Mitsuru had leadership experience with C's, so in a sense things were different with her. Yeah, here we have to say I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to get a read on that guy. I mean, most of the adults we've met over the course of Confidants have been terrible people, but, maybe he's one of the good ones? Yeah, we did know about that. I mean, we could just check his name in the nav and see if he's in Mementos or has a palace. Yeah, it's more belonging. There's so much of it in this story. But yeah, that whole thing about, you know, I wish I was normal, like, I like the use of that here, because I feel like a lot of the time when that comes up in, say, fanfic, it's all like, I'm so beautiful, everyone is in love with me, why wasn't I more ugly? Oh yeah, actually, okay, I might have referred to him with this name at some point before this, jump the gun. This is the first time you learn his name. He's just called Haru's fiance until this point. Also, this line is terrifying. This line creeps me out so much. But yeah, I do think that in Haru's situation, it does make sense given all the problems she has with her rich upbringing. It's just like a case of like pretty much all tropes, you know, it just depends on how they're used. In this case, why aren't I more normal actually works. I've had enough elephant for one day. It's funny that we're getting that right after we see the horror movie about the elephant. Still continuing that suspicious music. Oh, don't worry, Haru, you've just summed up every single time Joker hangs out with one of his acquaintances. Something tells me I've already made the build an army, trust nobody joke with this Confidant before. I might not have. So, if I haven't, then build an army, trust nobody, Okumura Foods.
Ah, you're back.
Yeah, we're not getting any text messages, like, about the plot, which is weird, because you'd think this would be the most, I think that we've already seen this conversation, but you'd think that, like, this would be the one time they would be really going all out with the conversations, because the plot is getting very intense now, and, like, their very existence as an organization, the Phantom Thieves, I mean, is, threatened. And yet, we're not really getting a lot of text conversations. Yep, let's take care of ourselves and be careful around people. Thankfully, people tend to wear masks in a lot of Asian societies. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that guy's never really a Memento's target, but actually, while I'm here...
Hey!
Yeah, we can buy Essence of Fishing now. I don't really need it anymore, but this is the one of these, like, minigame improvement books that I recommend getting the most, because fishing is radically improved if you have this. But now...
Prevention is key.
Yes, prevention is key. This time it's going to be more than a verification test. Stronger soon, which is good. Yes. I am actually one rank ahead on this one. I've been improvising a lot lately, but it's just how I kind of want to do things.
The members seem to be doing well now. I do a phone consultation with them from time to time, and they're all very cheerful. That goes for my fortune teller customers as well. I've been getting thanked a lot more lately, even by the people who get bad fortunes. Particularly when I tell them they can alter their fate. That's very true. All I used to say before was that they were going to face misfortune. I had a best friend in the town I used to live in. She was the first person I read a fortune for. When she started avoiding me, I read the fortune of our fate. It was a terrible result. But I prayed that it would somehow work out. However, that never happened. That's when I started to believe that fate couldn't be changed. No surprise though, right? Because I didn't take action on my part to try and change it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I haven't talked to her in years. Maybe I'll try contacting her sometime.
You know, I was going to mention something about, hey, Futaba reached out to Kana and things worked out, but, well, first she found out horrible things about her parents, so, But it is never too late.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, could this be? Ah! The power of conviction is amazing! Her fate and mine are connected!
Is it now coming up all suns and stars?
I will no longer be swayed by names like monster or maiden. I am simply a fortune teller who provides advice to people with broken spirits, so that they will have conviction and face their future without getting pushed around by fate. That's the fate I've chosen for myself. Thank you. Now, it's your turn to speak. What would your conviction be as a phantom thief? Sorry, I used fortune telling to find out your true identity.
I mean, yeah, the Fool card kept showing up every single time you read our fortune, so it was kind of obvious.
I couldn't help but think that you had something to do with the chairman's confession. Then I discovered that you're the trickster who causes a sensation in the world. It was the same card as the figure who helped me take down the chairman. It finally struck home for me. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. But I don't care what your true identity is. As long as you're around, I can always be my true self. So, it's fine. Only, the fate of the Phantom Thieves is rather unclear. The Arcana is set in a tricky position. You can almost say it's facing both heaven and hell.
So it's like on its side then, neither upright nor reversed?
This is the first time I've ever seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's not a problem for us, we'll get through it.
You're right. You have the power to alter fate. Besides, I'll be by your side. As the fortune teller who changes fates, I will guide you so you can avoid misfortune.
I will say, I like the way her voice actress does her laugh.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened the ultimate secret of fortune, granting thee infinite power.
All right.
Yeah, special bond reading.
All right. Lakshmi!
Lakshmi, meaning she who leads to one's goal, is the Hindu goddess of wealth, fortune, and prosperity. She is the wife of Vishnu and is one of the Tridevi, the trio of supreme Hindu goddesses alongside Parvati and Sarasvati, the consort of Shiva and Brahma respectively. For every time Vishnu descended to Earth in the form of an avatar, Lakshmi accompanied him in her own avatar form, such as Sita to Vishnu's seventh avatar Rama. Lakshmi is often depicted with 4 arms and standing on a lotus. One account of her birth has her emerging from the sea of milk on a lotus flower, when the Devas and Asuras churned the sea to obtain Amrita, the divine nectar of immortality. Several of her names, including Padma, also refer to the lotus. Lakshmi has 8 secondary manifestations, each representing a different kind of wealth or fortune. And her worship is a large part of the Diwali festival, where families will light lanterns to welcome Lakshmi into their homes, to bring happiness and prosperity for the coming year. While mythologically Lakshmi is a perfect choice for the ultimate fortune persona, gameplay-wise, it's kind of a shame to say this, but I feel she's the most forgettable ultimate persona in this game. At least her trait Wealth of Lotus is pretty nice. It extends the timer of buffs Joker casts on his allies by 2 turns. And for full party buffs, this also increases the duration on himself, since it applies to the whole effect of the skill. And as this also includes auto mask skills, stacking all 3 of them on her makes Lakshmi a great persona to open fights with. But the problem is Lakshmi spreads her base skill set far too thin. She mainly leans towards healing, but Sibylle does that better. Other personas do offense and ailments better. Life Aid, but other personas do passive healing better, and climate decorum. I suppose her itemization accessories are nice if you need status healing, and she does have the benefit of being the lowest level ultimate persona in the game, so she's fairly easy to get. But in the end, Wealth of Lotus plus all 3 auto mask skills is the best she has going for her, and while that's very good, there's another ultimate persona who does that better. At least Chihiya's actual Confidant benefits are fantastic. Yeah, here's the explanation for how Special Bond reading works. It'll highlight in red the dialogue choice that gives the most points. You won't need this if you look up guides online. But yeah, remember that some answers may still change the nature of your relationship. It won't make the distinction between platonic and romantic routes. Usually the choice that leads to the romance itself, though, doesn't give any points, so I'm not sure which confidants this might skew towards the romance on, but just bear in mind.
Still, what a strange sequence the cards were in when I read the fortune about your true identity. Several cards with strong personalities gathered around the trickster.
Let me guess, it was every single other major arcana?
It's quite improbable. It was almost as if it were trying to connect them together.
And was the fortune card part of those?
You either have amazing charisma, or you're a trouble magnet.
It's both, it's definitely both.
The verification tests are over, but don't forget about me, okay? Please, visit again sometime.
Oh, that line hurts so much now that we have basically no reason to... Actually, no, we do. We might still get some affinity readings with people. We do need a few of them for Devil. See you next time as the Max Confidant streak continues.